Tonight, let us drift back more than 2,000 years to the heart of ancient China, where the embers of a fallen dynasty still smoldered and a new era was about to begin. In the soft twilight of time, we find a man named Liu Bang, a former peasant, a soldier, and soon an emperor. The Qin dynasty had collapsed, burdened by harsh rule and rebellion. From the ashes rose contenders for power, but none as unexpected as Liu Bang. Calm, clever, and deeply human, he inspired trust in soldiers and common folk alike. His rise was not swift, but steady, and in 202 BCE, he claimed victory. The Han Dynasty was born. As you rest, imagine the calm plains of ancient China. The wind whispers through bamboo groves. Liu Bang stands before his new court, not as a warlord, but as Emperor Gaozu of Han. He would lay the foundation for a dynasty that would span 4 centuries. In this beginning, there was hope. And in that hope, a nation began to dream. As we drift deeper into the past, let your thoughts settle on a powerful woman, Empress Lü. In the soft glow of candlelight, she sat beside Emperor Gaozu, offering counsel and calm wisdom. When the emperor passed away, many feared chaos. But Lü, determined and dignified, took the reins of power with quiet strength. She guided the empire during the fragile early years, placing capable allies in key positions and safeguarding the throne for her young son. Her reign was not without controversy, but in the silence of history, her influence stands firm. She was the first woman to rule imperial China in her own right. Now, as your body sinks into rest, let your thoughts wander through the palace gardens of Chang'an, where whispers of silk robes and courtly footsteps fade gently into the night. In this chapter of calm discovery, we follow the threads of silk as they leave the looms of Chinese weavers and travel westward toward lands unknown. During the reign of Emperor Wu, the Silk Road was born. Caravans of camels carried silk, spices, and secrets across deserts and mountains. Along these quiet paths, ideas flowed as easily as goods. Paper, porcelain, and philosophies made their way to distant shores. The journey was long, but the silence of the desert night was filled with stars. Traders rested beside ancient fires, dreaming of distant marketplaces. As you sleep, picture the soft shimmer of silk catching the moonlight, drifting gently in the desert breeze. Let us travel now to the northern frontiers, where the Han Dynasty faced threats from the Xiongnu tribes. To protect the heartland, they turned to an ancient line of defense, the Great Wall. Under Emperor Wu, vast stretches of the wall were rebuilt and extended. Soldiers marched under wide skies, placing stone upon stone. Watchtowers rose like silent sentinels guarding the land. But the wall was not just stone, it was a symbol of strength, of unity, and of the empire's enduring will. Even in solitude, the guards stood steady, their torches flickering like stars against the twilight. Rest now as the wind brushes across the steps and the ancient wall stands still in moonlight. Beyond the palaces and battlefields, everyday life in Han China unfolded with rhythm and grace. Farmers tilled the land with oxen, sowing seeds that would feed the empire. Scholars, guided by Confucian ideals, studied scrolls by lamplight, preparing for civil service examinations. Merchants, bold and curious, traveled roads and rivers, bartering goods from town to town. Children played beneath mulberry trees. Artisans carved jade and fired delicate porcelain. Each life, though simple, carried the essence of an empire thriving in peace. Let your breath slow as you wander through these ancient villages, where life flowed like a gentle stream, and peace settled like morning mist. Emperor Wu, known as Han Wudi, ruled with vision and vigor. Under his reign, the empire expanded far beyond its old borders. Armies crossed rivers and climbed mountains to bring distant lands into the Han fold. Yet, he was not only a conqueror. He sent explorers westward, seeking alliances and knowledge. One such envoy, Zhang Qian, journeyed for years, opening the world beyond. The emperor also loved the arts. His court was filled with poets, musicians, and philosophers. As night deepens, picture the stars above his vast empire, a kingdom lit not only by power, but by curiosity and wonder. The Han Dynasty was an age of brilliance. In quiet workshops, inventors crafted tools that would change the world. Paper was refined here, soft and strong, perfect for preserving wisdom. Zhang Heng, a scientist and thinker, built one of the earliest seismographs to detect earthquakes. He also mapped the heavens, gazing at the stars and sketching their graceful arcs. These were people who listened to the earth and watched the skies, always seeking to understand. Their minds were still, focused, and full of gentle discovery. Let your own mind quiet as you imagine a world lit by oil lamps and wonder. In Han China, a new path to honor emerged, not through birth or wealth, but through study and wisdom. Confucianism became the soul of the empire, guiding its officials and citizens alike. Young men studied for years, memorizing ancient texts, hoping to serve the emperor with virtue. The civil service exams, though hard, offered the chance to rise. This was a time when knowledge was revered, and moral character was the highest goal. Now, feel yourself surrounded by scrolls and soft candlelight. The world is quiet, and learning is sacred. No dynasty lasts forever, and so shadows crept into the brightness of Han. Court intrigues, corruption, and natural disasters weakened the empire. The Wang Mang interregnum brought brief disruption, but even in decline, there was dignity. The people endured, the land endured. It was a time of uncertainty, yet hope remained. For in the east, a new spark was kindling. As you rest, let go of worry. Even endings can carry peace. The Han rose again, reborn as the Eastern Han. Under Emperor Guangwu, the empire reclaimed its strength. Chang'an faded, and Luoyang became the capital of light. Trade resumed, inventions continued. The soul of China remained strong. Though centuries would pass and the dynasty would eventually fall, its legacy endured. Han culture became the bedrock of Chinese identity. Even today, many still call themselves people of Han. So sleep now, with the echoes of ancient bells ringing softly through time. The Han may be gone, but its story remains, gentle, powerful, eternal. As we drift further into this timeless tale, let us explore the graceful world of Han art. From intricate bronze mirrors to lifelike clay figurines, the artisans of the Han left behind treasures of peace and elegance. Han paintings reflected the harmony between nature and humanity. Scenes of scholars by rivers, birds in flight, and calm mountain temples graced palace walls and silk scrolls. In every brushstroke and carving there was serenity. In every form, beauty whispered softly through the ages. Let the images of flowing robes and delicate scrolls soothe your thoughts tonight. Beneath the earth, in chambers carved from stone, the noble dead of Han China slept in silence. Their tombs were more than resting places. They were windows into a vanished world. Jade burial suits, bronze vessels, and silk garments were placed lovingly beside them. These offerings were meant to guide the soul peacefully into the afterlife. The most famous among them, the Mawangdui tombs, revealed secrets of medicine, music, and even ancient maps. Tonight, imagine the quiet of these ancient halls. A lantern flickers in the darkness. Time slows, and the past breathes gently. Within the grand halls of the Han palaces, music filled the air like mist. Bamboo flutes, zithers, and bells echoed softly through gardens and chambers. Poets sang of stars, of longing, of the emperor's kindness, and the beauty of the river. One such collection, the Yuefu, gathered folk songs and courtly verses, capturing the gentle rhythm of life in Han times. As you fall into sleep, Let the imagined sound of distant strings and ancient voices lull your spirit. In every note, the Han world still sings. High above the palaces and mountain temples, Han astronomers gazed at the night sky, mapping the stars with care and reverence. They believed the heavens reflected the will of the cosmos, a celestial mirror of earthly order. Constellations were studied not for wonder alone, but for guidance. Eclipses, comets, and alignments were recorded in bamboo scrolls, each one a quiet whisper of fate. The emperor ruled not by force, but by the mandate of heaven, a divine approval revealed in the stars. So tonight, as your eyes grow heavy, let the ancient sky blanket you in calm. Imagine the stars as they were then, eternal, silent, and full of meaning. The Han Dynasty eventually faded into the folds of time, but its legacy never vanished. In language, in culture, in memory, it lives on. China's majority still call themselves the Han people. Their script, their stories, their philosophies endure. From Confucian schools to ink-drawn maps, the threads of Han continue to weave the present. This was more than an empire, it was the soul of a civilization. Now rest, knowing that some stories never end. They settle in the heart like gentle echoes, shaping the dreams of all who remember. Good night.